Okay, let's unpack this. You know that feeling when you're scrolling through tech news and it's just like one AI tool after another?
Oh, yeah, completely. Each one promising the next big thing, right? Revolutionize your writing, your art.
Exactly. It's exciting, sure, but honestly, it can also feel like like trying to find a specific grain of sand on this massive growing beach. How do you even figure out where to start?
Hmm. That's the exact puzzle we're tackling today. We've been digging into a really interesting solution. Seems aimed at bringing some order to this AI chaos. It's called AIREX.
Gray REX.
Yeah, it's an AI aggregation hub. And our research, looking at industry comparisons, their own product plans, press releases, it all points to this platform built to be like your central command center for a whole bunch of AI capability.
Yes, central command. I like that. And we've got a pretty deep stack of sources here. Everything from how AIIX compares to other hubs, the inside scoop on upcoming features,
Mhm.
and even some, well, pretty unique partnerships they're forming. So our mission today really is just to get a clear picture. What is MA-Triad-X? What makes it different?
And crucially, what could it mean for you, the listener, if you're looking to actually use AI without feeling totally swamped by all the options?
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is MA-Triad-X like at its core?
Well, our sources call it an all-in-one AI companion. One press release even said a revolutionary AI hub and marketplace. The big idea seems to be this single point of access,
A single door to all the AI stuff.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And not just on your computer. They're really pushing accessibility across devices.
Mm.
So web access at matrix.io, obviously, but also dedicated apps for iOS and Android.
So wherever you are, basically.
That seems to be the goal, saying however you connect, we've got you.
And the number of tools that caught my eye, what was it?
Over 75 different AI bots. And you can think of those as, individual AI models or specialized tools for all sorts of tasks.
Like what?
Chatbots, image generation, coding help, like dedicated AI assistants just for coding tasks.
And it's not just, say, OpenAI's model.
No, that's a key thing. They're pulling in models from, well, a whole spectrum.
Yeah.
OpenAI, Google, yeah, but also Meta, Anthropic.
Okay.
And they're mixing premium paid models with open source ones too, so you get variety.
It's like a curated buffet of AI.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But what really seems to set Maitrix apart, especially looking at the comparisons, is their focus on language. Multilingual support.
How multilingual are we talking?
The user interface, the app itself, works in over 100 languages from the get-go.
Wow.
And a bigger goal, to support every language used by all the different LLMs they integrate.
Wow. That's ambitious and
This-
important.
It really is. The comparison we saw highlights this. Some competitors, English only. Others might have a few languages, but maybe not full support. Maitrix seems to be making global access a real cornerstone.
That's a big differentiator. Oh, and pronunciation. Is it Matrix?
Good question. The product folks apparently say either is fine, Matrix, or like the movie Matrix. So yeah, take your pick.
Okay, good to know. So we know what it is. Let's get into the features. How does it actually work for the user?
Right. So one of the big draws seems to be this unified account access.
Ah, yes. The nightmare of juggling 50 different AI logins and subscriptions.
Exactly. If you've played around with different tools, you know that pain.
Mm-hmm.
It gets messy fast.
Yeah.
And iTrek is basically say, forget that. One login, access to all those 75 plus bots.
That alone sounds like a huge quality of life boost.
Definitely. And then there's a pricing. They use a pay-as-you-go credit system.
Okay, how does that work?
It's flexible. Instead of being locked into, say, a $20 monthly fee, whether you use it a lot or little, you buy credits. Then you just use those credits for the AI tasks you run.
So lower barrier to entry if you just want to try things out.
Precisely. But they also have an option for regular users, a plus a subscription. Our sources say it's a low monthly cost, gets you a chunk of credits, 250 credits a month, and it unlocks all the premium bots on the platform.
So options for both casual users and, like, power users.
Seems that way. They're trying to cover both ends.
Makes sense. What else stands out? You mentioned coding earlier.
Right, chat-to-code assistants. They have specific AI bots designed just for that. Generating code snippets, debugging.
Finding bugs.
Yeah, finding bugs, even reviewing your code for best practices could be a real boon for developers, from beginners right up to experienced pros.
And for the creative types. Images.
Yep, AI image generation is integrated. Models like DALL-E 2, DALL-E 3. Yeah. So you describe something, the AI tries to create it visually.
Useful for brainstorming, maybe? Or creating unique graphics? Yeah.
Absolutely. Or just, having some fun with it. unleashing your imagination.
What about keeping track of everything you do? Does it remember your conversations?
It does. They have something called inference history. It automatically keeps track of and even summarizes your past AI interactions.
Summarizes.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah, so if you were brainstorming blog ideas with an AI on your phone earlier, and now you're back at your computer.
You can just pick up where you left off without scrolling through tons of text.
Exactly. The history lets you jump right back in, context intact.
And that ties into the cross-platform sync you mentioned.
Right. Seamless experience. Start on mobile, continue on the web, or eventually on their upcoming desktop apps for Mac and PC. It's all meant to be synced up.
Desktop apps are coming too. Interesting. And didn't the comparison mention something unusual about those? CPU coin?
Ah, yes, the CPU coin mining integration. This is,
Huh.
well, it's pretty novel.
How does that work? Mining crypto with an AI app.
Sort of. The idea is when your computer is idle, you're not actively using it. That Maitrix desktop app could use that spare processing power for cryptocurrency mining. CPU coin, specifically.
Okay, so you're lending your computer's idle time.
Essentially, yeah. And in return, you could potentially earn credits to offset your Maitrix usage costs, or maybe even earn actual rewards. It's a unique resource-based incentive. Haven't really seen that tied into other AI hubs.
That is different, and it sounds like they're not standing still either. Weekly updates.
Weekly model updates. They plan to add new AI models regularly, suggests they're serious about keeping the platform fresh and incorporating the latest AI developments.
Good, because this field moves incredibly fast.
It really does. And speaking of the future, we've got some details on their roadmap, particularly around real-time multimedia stuff.
Ooh, like audio and video, taking cues from ChatGPT 4o and Gemini.
Looks that way. They're planning to integrate real-time audio input-output, so talking to the AI plus video analysis, image analysis.
So you could, like, point your camera at something and ask the AI about it. Or have a voice chat.
That's the vision. Their roadmap breaks it down. Design, back-end work, front-end testing, deployment. It's a whole process to bring these more advanced multimodal features online.
That sounds powerful. What else is coming?
Another big one is a model comparison feature.
Ah, that sounds useful. Trying to figure out which AI is best for a specific task, that can be tricky.
Totally. So this tool, based on the product description, lets you give the same prompt to multiple AI models simultaneously.
And see all the answers side by side.
Exactly. And more than that, it'll apparently give you a unified summary, highlighting where the models agree, and crucially, where they give different answers, where they diverge.
That's super insightful. See the strengths and weaknesses right there.
Right. And you can drill down into each model's full response, and even add your own notes about how well they performed for you, like building your own personal AI comparison guide.
Okay, that sounds incredibly valuable for anyone serious about using different AIs. Now, switching gears a bit, you mentioned unique partnerships.
Yes, this is quite interesting. They're partnering with the Universal Peace Forum. There's an initiative called AI for Universal Peace.
Universal Peace Forum. That's the one founded by H.E. Shilalpa Rinpoche in Nepal.
That's the one. Based in Lumbini, dedicated to promoting peace globally. And Maitrix sees a real alignment there. Their goal of democratizing AI, making it accessible.
Ties into fostering understanding and communication.
Precisely. The idea is that breaking down language barriers, making these tools available everywhere, can help global communication and collaboration, which, are pretty key for peace.
Is there a practical side to the partnership?
Yes. CPU Coin, the company behind the mining aspect and involved with Maitrix, is donating $1 to the Universal Peace Sanctuary and Forum for every new quarterly or annual Maitrix subscriber.
So a direct link between platform growth and supporting this peace initiative.
And H.E. Shilalpa Rinpoche had that quote, something like, "Fund and focus on peace, not war." His whole vision of peaceful coexistence beyond religious or racial lines, Maitrix seems to see their inclusive, global approach as mirroring that.
And they really are global, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. The sources emphasize. Available in 175 countries, supporting 130 currencies, and that 100-plus language support in the interface. It's a wide reach.
Okay, so putting this all together, who is MAOIX actually for? Who gets the most out of this?
It really feels like they're aiming broad. From someone just curious about AI, dipping their toes in.
A beginner.
Right. All the way to professionals who are maybe already using several AI tools and want a simpler, maybe more cost-effective way to manage them all.
So productivity, creativity, just learning.
Yeah, if you're looking to boost any of those, they're positioning Maitrix as a potential resource. And for you, the listener, if maybe the complexity or the cost of jumping into AI has felt like a barrier, this kind of platform could be a way in without a huge upfront commitment.
Okay, so the core value is what?
Yeah,
Centralization.
centralization, definitely.
Strong.
Potential cost savings through that pay-as-you-go or the Plus plan.
Yeah.
And ease of use, bringing all these tools under one roof, making it accessible across languages and platforms, lowering the barrier to entry.
Making AI more manageable, more approachable for more people.
That seems to be the core goal.
All right, so let's try and wrap up this deep dive. Maitrix. Sounds like a pretty significant player, or at least aiming to be. Multilingual, cross-platform AI hub.
Wide range of models, that flexible credit system.
And those unique angles like the CPU coin integration and the AI for Universal Peace Partnership, they do seem to be carving out their own space.
They really do. It makes them stand out in what's becoming a very crowded field.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. How could something like this, a truly unified, multilingual way to access AI, how could that change things? Not just for your own productivity maybe, but thinking bigger.
Right. What about global collaboration, global understanding,
Mm.
especially when you tie it into initiatives like that Universal Peace Forum partnership? What are the potential ripple effects when AI access becomes that much more democratic, that much more widespread?
Definitely something to mull over. We'd encourage you to check out MAI3IX if this sounds interesting, and just consider those possibilities. What happens when AI power becomes more accessible, more inclusive, maybe even a force for better understanding worldwide?